Thank you for watching this Last Mile Profits video. The UK Post Office and Royal Mail have been joined at the hip for centuries, but there's a new interloper, it seems. Keep watching to find out more. Last Mile Profits is brought to you by Parcel Pending by Quadient. Gary, InPosts are getting quite friendly with the post office in the UK.
Yeah, I saw that. There was a thing in the press just this week about the first. I saw the announcement about the trial, and now we've actually seen the first physical locker being put on the ground outside a UK sub-post office branch.
What's interesting, again, I hope our editor can share that particular photograph, but there's a photo, it's pretty cool because it's almost showing the past and the future, because you've got an old post box on the left-hand side of the picture. You've got the post office, which is actually primarily a retail store with a post office function. You've got a cash machine and a huge or large InPost locker. So it's almost showing what we've gone from and we're coming to.
Yeah, and you can only assume that that's one of the post offices that's also over the counter, not just doing Royal Mail services, but it's probably doing Amazon, Every, DPD as well. So this is the kind of post office response to, I guess, what we saw from Collect Plus and Royal Mail's tie-up last month with the launch of Royal Mail Parcel Shop. So you've now got a multi-carrier offering, including lockers, obtainable at your local post office, which is intriguing, really.
My buddy at Rzeczpospolita newspaper, which is for those who don't know, the Polish equivalent of the Financial Times, asked me to comment. And I'll share with you what I said. I'll be interested on your take, Gary, whether you agree. So my understanding is that, it actually makes sense because the postmaster has footfall coming right close to his store, and there's a big chance that those people are going to actually buy something in store, but it takes away the hassle of having to manage these parcels. The store on the picture isn't particularly big, so from that perspective, it probably makes sense. And at the same time, allow customers to benefit from the service 24/7, probably get some rental money from the locker there. So that was my take, that actually it's a bit of a win-win. What would you say?
Well, I think everything you say there has got some validity to it, which, frankly, as we know, is unusual. But in reality, you've got to decide whether it's substitution or addition. If that locker wasn't there, would people choose the post office to come and collect their parcel from? If it wasn't there for drop-off for their vintage sales or returns or whatever it is, would they have gone into the post office to drop them off anyway? So is it 2 + 2 = 5, or is it 2 + 2 = just the 4 they originally had, where we would have all been going over the counter? And I think that's probably why this is being done on a trial basis. There's going to be a finite number of parcel transactions in that area. Are we adding to the number that are done out of home by having this multitude of services at one location, or is it going to be substituted from something else? That would be my only question mark over it.
Albeit, to be fair, there is only one service there, if you exclude the old post box where you can put something very small inside, that allows you 24/7 automated access. So in a way, it is an upgrade.
So that's my argument. Is it going to drag things off the counter? If somebody says, well, if I was going to do this return by Royal Mail or post this parcel by Every over the counter, instead of doing that, because the locker is outside and it's 24/7, I'll switch my allegiance to the InPost service, or will it create volume that is brand new InPost only, and everything that was going over the counter remains as was? That's what I can't tell.
Well, I've actually got an even deeper thought, believe it or not. And before you criticize, let me share it. The deeper thought is this could be actually part of something much, much bigger, because the post office used to be an integral part of the old, what today is Royal Mail. It was all one. And what you've got, you've got the retail business, which doesn't have any infrastructure behind it. What I mean by that, there's no middle mile, there's no capability. It's purely a selling point for other carriers. Now, let's watch this space, but I have a feeling that the guys and girls at Post Office Limited might be feeling a little bit out in the cold, trying to work out where they're going to go, particularly after Royal Mail have purchased significant shareholding in Collect Plus. So, let's watch this space. Let's see where it ends up. But I think this could be something a little bit more strategic, or at least a test of that.
I think the whole situation is absolutely intriguing because, again, you've got, as we said before, two organizations that were basically married for centuries that are now basically in direct competition with each other and enabling each other's competitors at the same time. So it is absolutely, definitely a fascinating situation. It'll be interesting to see if, as I said, this is a trial with InPost. Is it the only trial that post office are going to do? Are they going to trial other models with other lockers or other technology just to try to see what happens. And bearing in mind now that the UK Post Office is also unique, that it doesn't own any post offices. So the very, very last of them have all gone. So this is an umbrella organisation, bundling and selling services through a virtual retail network made up entirely of independent postmasters. Now, independent by postmasters, I mean independent of Post Office Limited. They could be big groups of companies that have got hundreds of these outlets, or it could be a single guy who's got a single one. But they don't own a single building now, really, that acts as a post office. So this is a virtual business, I think, look for its new identity.
Well, I agree. And I think you're right. It's going to be interesting because this is probably one of several pilots. InPost is an interesting partner. They've got their own challenges at the moment with their, to-door company, Yodel. But yeah, definitely that's one. They work, I believe, also with DPD, which, is a very strong carrier in the UK with a lot of tradition. So I'd observe where that goes. And I think, as you mentioned, I think they use Every as well. So other than, I think they still do work with Royal Mail, but it's no longer that sort of, tied at the hip relationship.
Yeah, the exclusivity is gone. So you can buy all those services over the counter now. And again, for the consumer's point of view, it's great. But the choice has been put back in their hands. If you want to go and ship a parcel on the high street or your local corner shop, you've got a plethora of opportunity and choice to pick from.
Well, I personally really like it. Let's see where it goes. As I said, I have a feeling this could be a sign of bigger things to come, but, time will tell. We were going to talk about InPost doing something else quite innovative, but it's taken a bit longer, and this was a really great discussion. I didn't want to cut it short. So maybe for a future edition, I'll just give you a teaser, dear viewers, that InPost has been really creative. They've also done something with a bank. We won't say much more. We can say it's a French bank, can't we, Gary? We'll leave it at that.
Definitely a French bank.
So watch this space and we'll find out what InPost and a French bank have in common. And if you've enjoyed this video, please do click like and subscribe. It helps us keep these videos free for you. And also, if you'd like to comment on, what's happening, if you've got your own view, we'd be really, really interested. Once again, Gary, thanks very much.
Welcome.